Adams' phone number?
He can't hear you unless you turn your microphone on.
Tammy, do you still need Dan's phone number?
No, sir. Terry just sent him a text.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Zoom. We are getting started here. I'm going to record. And Jim, when we go into closed session, you're going to get a message that says join.
Right.
And that's when we go into closed session, and you'll just hit that join, and that'll take us into the closed session when we do that, when I create the closed meeting. Okay.
Okay. Sounds
But that
good.
will be after you call the meeting to order, and then when we go into the closed session.
All right.
But we're not ready for that yet. So,
okay.
but you can just, you have the agenda packet, so you can.
Yeah.
Did you hear back from? Remember to turn your microphones on when you speak. We have not heard back from Dan Adams, but I guess you can go ahead and start the meeting, Jim.
Okay. Let's call the Bartonville Community Development Corporation November 18th, 2020 meeting to order at 6:03 p.m. First item on the agenda is go into closed session.
Jim, just read it like it is on the agenda.
The Bartonville Community Development Corporation Board is to convene into a closed session meeting pursuant to Texas Government Code Chapter 551, Section 551.071 and 551.087 to discuss matters relating to consultation with attorney and economic development as follows. 1, consultation with attorney regarding legal issues related to the performance agreement with Cloud9 Management LLC. 2, deliberations regarding economic development negotiations. Discuss business prospects that the Bartonville Community Development Corporation seeks to have locate, stay, or expand in or near the town of Bartonville, Texas, and discuss possible incentives.
And then just take the time.
And the time now is 6:04 p.m.
All right, you'll get your invitation in just a second.
Okay.
Maybe it's not there yet. Just a moment. There we go.
Can you hear me now? All right.
Can you hear us now?
Yes. Yes.
That poor Ed is always like, I get a text from him. He's like, Tammy, can't hear
You do know it's operator error, right?
Yes. Well, when Ed texts me and says, I can't hear you, it's because I forget to put the big meeting unmute us. And
He always tells me
when he had his error last night, it was his fault, not mine.
he tells me his technical difficulties, and I say, have you tried rebooting?
Last night he told me after the meeting, I hate technology. All right, so we are in open session. So now you just say reconvene into open meeting and state the time, Mr. Langford. And you need to unmute yourself.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Reconvene into open meeting at 7:08 p.m. And the Bartonville Community Development Corporation Board to reconvene into an open meeting and consider action on items discussed in closed session.
I move to authorize the board attorney to send a letter on the terms as discussed in closed session.
Is there a second on that?
Jim Forringer made the second.
Okay, made and seconded. All in favor? All opposed? I can't tell. Did it?
All in favor. How did you vote, Jim?
I voted yes.
Okay, 6-0.
Okay,
All right.
unanimous. So we'll have our secretary and our counselor move on that issue then. How does that sound?
Jeff, you're muted.
Okay.
So that's fine. Yep.
Okay. You're welcome to like retire for the night unless you want to stay and hang out for the rest of the meeting, Mr. Moore.
And how long is that meeting going to be? It looks like it's 5 minutes.
Oh,
Right?
1, 2, 3.
No?
We have 4 more items.
Oh, you do? Okay, I must be looking at a different agenda.
Yeah.
I see minutes, future agenda items, and adjournment.
No, you're looking at a different agenda.
Hey, okay.
Were you supposed to be at a different meeting tonight, Jeff?
Well, I'll take my cue and I guess
You can
retire.
Thanks, Jeff.
I mean, do you all need me to stick around?
No.
Okay. Well, happy holidays, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you,
Yeah.
Jeff.
And take care.
As always, we appreciate your help. Thank you.
Glad to do it. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, next item on the agenda, public participation. I think we'll move on to the next item. Consider approval of the October 14, 2020 meeting minutes, and they are in your packet.
Actually read them. So moved.
In favor? I can't see.
Terry Rock made a motion and Jim Forringer made a second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
They all raised their hands for you.
Okay, so the minutes have been approved. Okay, next item, update on Bartonville Small Business COVID-19 Relief Grant Program. Madam Secretary.
Okay, well, we advertised the Bartonville Small Business COVID Relief Grant Program. I sent it to all the businesses I had on file. I sent it to the management company at the Bartonville Town Center, the management company at the New Quest. I sent it to all the rural businesses, all the businesses I had that I had emails for, and I sent it to Bartonville Town Store, all of the rural business list, all the rural light industrial, everything that I had that I sent for National Night Out, any possible list that I had. I sent it out 3 times. We received a total of 10 applications. We had a meeting, Dan Adams, Terry Rock, council members Bridget Melson and Clay Sams reviewed all the applications, and they issued grants to all 10 applicants. After we reviewed the budget, the funds that we had left, it was grants in the amount of up to $5,000 each. We issued them a check of $4,500 each. They were all, when I sent them the emails and told them that's the amount they were going to get, and sent them the performance agreements that they had to read over carefully, the town attorney double checked that agreement. He tweaked it a little bit just to make sure that if the county came back and said, hey, we don't like this, just to make sure that town was covered. Updated it, we sent it to them, told them to, got to read this, sign it, bring it back. They brought them back signed, and we handed them a check. They were, every one of them were extremely grateful. It was wonderful. And then the mayor wanted to recognize them, so we recognized them at the council meeting last night, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, we had 4 or 5 of them attend the meeting last night. We took a picture.
Was Tim there?
Yes, Tim House was here. Casamia Restaurant, the Tutoring Center, Tokyo Samurai. There was the Smile Up Dentistry was here, and I think I already said the Tutoring Center. So they came. We did a little picture. We'll send it to the Cross Timbers Gazette to publish, just saying that this is how we helped our businesses. And then we thanked them, and they said, no, we thank you. So they were very appreciative. So it was a great, that was a great community thing. And again, they were very appreciative. So yeah, it was a great thing. That's all I have on that.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. That's good. We did a good job there, and thank you, Amy, for everything that you did to make that happen. Any other update or anything on item number 2? If not, item number 3, discussion on marketing programs to support businesses during COVID-19. And again, Madam Secretary.
So you have a copy. This was on we took out a full page in the Cross Timbers Gazette. Jim, I think I gave you a copy when you came and picked up your packet.
Yes.
So we did a full page. So our marketing is to market Bartonville. I kind of took this out of our community guide. So I looked at with a couple other cities. So we were doing shop local this holiday season. So it's just use this guide. It shows all our shop services and restaurants that we have in Bartonville. There was another ad that I saw somewhere else, and I wanted to bring it to the meeting, and I left it at home, and it was from the shops at Lakeside, and it said, dining at Lakeside tonight. And then it said, we have fabulous restaurants, and it listed all their restaurants, and then here's where you can eat, and then here's what you get for dessert. So I was trying to think of something like that, but again, I wanted to, for the December issue, this ad, we have marketing, we have $20,000 in our marketing budget. This ad in the Cross Timbers Gazette was $1,067. I'm going to run another ad in December. So I'm getting ready to, so I was going to run something similar to this.
Oh, this is great.
So I just wanted to show you, again, to show people that, hey, look, there are places to shop and eat in Bartonville.
Yeah, that's great.
So I believe I got all of our restaurants in there. Do you have any comments, suggestions,
Perfect.
whatever?
No, I think it's a great idea.
I like it. I like it.
Good message.
Mhm.
And then Max Miller was like, where'd that map come? That's a really good map, because I just wanted to show everybody where it is and where to shop. Okay.
Perfect. Well, thank you also for that.
Bye.
Okay. Item number 4, discuss possible action on budget allocation for holiday decorating at Old Town Bartonville.
Ready for this? Got my jingle bells on. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to find funds for Christmas decorating, but I was like, oh, Old Town Center. That's the board's gig. So I want to spend money, not much. If you'll look at the little handout that I put in your packet, the top left corner shows the horses with some ribbons and bells. And Carla Anderson, when she was here, because this was her pride project when they got the horses. And she bought the ribbons and the bells. I don't know what happened to those bells, but last year I bought with my own personal money the bells. And I was like, next year I'm gonna put these on the horses. So I bought some ribbon and a bell that I was gonna go tie around the horses. And then the other day I found these bells. I thought these bells might look more cool around than horses.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I got, well, with the ribbon,
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful.
That's
there you
cool.
go, Sam.
That's cool.
To hang around the horse's neck.
Mhm.
See that?
And when the wind blows, you'll hear the sound.
Yeah. Well, if the wind, well, nobody can hear it because it's on 407.
Well, it's on 407, but for those of us who do actually walk through there every once in a while,
Yeah. Well, I just, and I found
I'll
some,
take doggy pictures there.
and I found some ribbon, but if you look at this picture at the top, those boxes, lighted boxes, I actually made those. I made those. I found the design, and we had allocated some money at the time, and I spent all in this room when it was the garage or the whatever. I built those. One blew away, a couple got stolen, and then I don't know what happened to them throughout the years. But what I'd like to do is, if the pictures at the bottom have some garland and some wreaths, I'd like to do that. Maybe buy some garland and just to decorate on both sides where it says at the top left, the town of Martinville.
Around the top.
Around the top. And I didn't want it, I wanted to get your idea of maybe putting some lights on the trees. Kind of like they do at the Bartonville Town Center, that I'd get some costs on it.
Can't we just rent as a package deal the gift boxes and do basically what you did before? But
I can
rent
call
it
and
out?
check and get some estimates
I
on
mean, that
that.
would be my idea,
Okay.
my suggestion would be, let's just go ahead and rent this stuff.
Okay.
Don't be responsible for having to build it.
Oh,
and
I'm not going to
move
build
some
this
stuff.
year. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just,
Lights on the trees in the box.
Yeah. I'll call and see if we can do it.
no, we
There's
don't,
other
and then-
corporations and stuff that do that, and they rent and they store or they'll buy, and just like our lights up here at Town Hall. Like the first year we paid for the lights and then we had to store them, and then they come back and install them at a lesser amount. So that's what I'll look at doing.
What would something like that cost? I mean, what are we
Well,
talking
our
about?
initial for our lights this year to install and take down was $350. But the
Okay.
original cost was like 500 and something.
So in order to get this sent along, because for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
do we have to approve an amount?
No, it's in, well, if you just authorize me, I mean, it's in our maintenance
It's in
budget.
our
We have enough
maintenance
funds in
budget.
there.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it without
No, please do.
get your
I agree.
authorization.
You make a motion
but-
to authorize you to do it.
Yes, and I already have, it's easy for me to hang the ribbon, and if it's gonna be too much, I've already measured it just so to hang the garland and the wreaths. But it's something I can look at for next year if it's too late to have a company do it, but I'll still look into doing it. And then another thing, when I was out there walking, the lights that are on top of the two monuments that say the town of Bartonville,
Mhm.
I was very concerned because the wire, they're not plugged in. There's wires that's got the wire nuts, and then they go down in the ground with more wire nuts on the wet ground. And I'm like, and then they go into a box. I'm like, this is not safe. So we had to replace the whole electrical panel. And so I'm gonna have that same electrician come out and look at that and have him update that and maybe put some exterior outlets out there. So in the future when we want it,
GFCIs.
so maybe this year we might make that we'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's
we need
money
to
in
make
the
sure that's
maintenance.
safe because there's a lot of times when people go up there and bring their kids up and take
Oh, that's a
pictures
lot
of the
of
horses and all that. It's got to be safe.
Okay.
So I know not for this year, but for next year, I mean, we have a lot of horse Venus, Martha. Why don't we ask them to compete amongst themselves and do something and let them decorate this next year?
That's a thought.
I had talked to two people and they were very interested already. They called and asked why we didn't have anything already.
That is pretty cool. That's
But
a
I
pretty
think we
cool
could,
idea.
they could compete against themselves. And, you know, there's 7 that I know of.
Have it-
Not this year, but for next year, get them to where.
Post a
Is it
design
14?
first.
I'm sorry?
Post a design first, get votes on it, and then whoever's the winning design is actually
Do
the one
that,
who gets to
you can do
win.
that. I don't know that
I don't know.
they take that much effort. But just-
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out
Yeah,
there.
no, I
So
think you're right, but I think.
how do you
next
make
year-
a selection?
I mean, I think that is probably, we have one of the coolest signs to
Yeah.
say that represents what we are.
Yeah,
Yep.
And a lot of people take advantage of that. And I
Right.
think this is something that. going
Yeah, that's like,
forward-
well, Councilmember Nelson's like, can we have a tree lighting ceremony? And I'm like, well, trying to work again with the Barnville Town Center. And then, of course, they didn't do the Old Town Christmas this year because of COVID.
People.
But previously, it was, with all due respect, it was hard kind of coordinating events because they didn't like some of the vendors. And it's like, if it's a town sponsored event, it's open to everybody.
That's
And that's why we moved our events to the church.
Right.
And now that they have the school there, and it's like, well, if we do a tree lighting ceremony, where would we put the tree? And maybe that's, and it's hard to invite, you can't have public out there, but at least that's something that we can light up and
Yes.
people can see it.
Yes, they can.
And
I mean, why couldn't we do it, you know, if nobody really wants to cooperate, why couldn't we do it somewhere like this, have a tree lighting? And that's what Argyle used to do.
That
And-
could
Yeah,
be one of those
exactly.
trees.
we do that tree or even plant a tree there.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
get it, just get it, you know, I mean, I don't know. I just think we need to do something, we don't do much,
I agree.
you know?
and it'd be cool.
Would you want to
if
get a
did-
big artificial Christmas tree to put there, or would you want to plant a tree?
I think that the rental, if you talk to a company about rental, maybe some gifts, an artificial lit tree.
Okay.
Just do it for this year, and then, like you said, we'll think about it further next
I
year.
want the reindeer from Grapevine.
What?
The red reindeer from Grapevine. Oh, come on.
We
Have
got
you
money in
not
the budget.
seen it? No, it would outdo our horses.
But how do you propose that we get the red reindeer from Grapevine? I mean,
Yeah,
who's
you
gonna
know
go?
what I'm talking about. My husband, every year, I'm like, I want it. And he's like, honey, it's bigger than our house.
Hey, Jim, you got a pickup, right?
I don't know where they store that thing. It's bigger than this. It's taller than this ceiling.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Big red sleigh sitting in our house.
Yeah, the trailer on the back of that thing.
So I guess on the motion, you could just say that somebody moved to authorize the town secretary to get Christmas decorations for the
Move.
Old Town.
You think you'll be able to get one?
Move to authorize town secretary to contact decoration or Christmas decoration company to provide Christmas decorations at Old Town Center or Old.
Okay.
Town
I'll
Park.
second that.
Okay, it's made and seconded. All in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you again, Madam Secretary.
Okay.
I agree.
I got the name of the company that does theirs, and I'm going to call them. So you're very welcome.
Okay, future agenda items. Anybody have anything?
Keep rolling on the retail 360.
What's that?
Just, let's keep rolling on retail 360. That could mean
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands. This-
Oh, yeah, yep. Okay, if no further agenda items, we'll call the November 18, 2020 meeting of the Bartonville Community Development Corporation closed at 7:25. Click, Buzz.
All
Thank
right.
you
Well,
all.
tell Susie I hope she's better.
What?
Tell
Take
Susie I
care,
hope she's
Brian.
better.
Yeah, my brother-in-law just brought the hydrocodone on, so
Uh-oh.
she'll be better. She'll be better in a hurry.
That's for her, not for you, Jim.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off and